Hi, my name's Michelle. I live in Victoria, BC. I'm a person with a diverse ability, but I would like to tell you about my walk as a parent with a disability that raised a wonderful little lady who also has a development disability. Some of the roles that I have played for my daughter and myself is being an advocate for myself to say that I need extra support at a time in the late 90s, which was hard because we didn't have community living BC at the time. So there wasn't a lot of places where you could find the great support to help you. A lot of people would think that I did not need the support because my disability is very, you can't see it because it's in my brain. So that's the hard one. But I know I'm not the only one that has an invisible disability that's also parents. Another challenge was when we got into the hospital. Nurses can be very bossy, and I find that very hard on myself because I also have panic disorder. And for me, I just like laying on the floor because it was the coolest place to be, and that's where I wanted to be. But they didn't like me laying on the floor. But David, he kept telling her that's where she feels comfortable. I'm not moving her. These are the old hospitals where they had the metal showers, and I just didn't want to go into a metal shower. And then when they kept moving me around to different rooms, so he got frustrated because he never knew where I was. But it was hard on me watching other cultures that would bring in their whole family, and I would be there all by myself, with very little. But I just wanted the quiet. But it was hard because you have to pay for if you want a private room, you have to pay for it. It's not covered, which I think for some people who have disabilities, I think we would come a long way if we had our own room. And another thing, they kept pressing me to breastfeed her. And at the time, I knew I couldn't breastfeed her because it's a family generation. None of the women have ever been able to breastfeed their kids. And they wouldn't listen to me. But when I got her home, the public nurse was very supportive and very helpful and very soft-spoken and help us understand things at a level that I could understand and what I needed to help my baby to get what she needed. It was different. It was because the public nurse came. It was different. I was always scared I was going to drop her. David had to go back to work. So it was just me with her all day, not quite knowing and understanding if I'm doing things right because I had nobody to bounce what I'm doing, basically. But I managed to do it because she's still alive, like as I keep saying. We moved back to Victoria just at the beginning of the gang stuff in Surrey. I was just not feeling safe, and I didn't feel it was a place to bring up a child with too much gang and drug and shooting. So when we moved back to Victoria, they had a program called Parent Support Program, which now is the only one in BC, which I feel needs to be a lot more because a lot more people need support in different ways. They helped me find a daycare for her, helped me find doctors, whatever I needed help with, they try to help me find it, or they research what I needed to find. They were very supportive on anything we wanted to do for Cheyenne or helped us get it, like for summer camps. At the time, they would help pay for summer camps if she needed the support, but she didn't get her diagnosed until she was in grade 3. I think deep down, I always knew she would have had some sort of a disability, but you need the label to get the support, which is a government issue for me. I think once the schools and whoever else needed to see that she needed the support, I think she got what she needed. She didn't have an EA in school, but she made it work for herself. She had fun at school, and that's what mattered to me. That she's moved out. It's a hard transition for me it's been almost 3 years, but it was hard cutting the cord and letting her have her own life, not being able to make sure that people aren't taking advantage of her, like through the internet these days, through money or trying to get her to do something, because there's a lot of that too, right? And I just want to protect her, even though it's her own life. But me being the mom, I just always want to make sure she's safe. I think if they want to have a family, just to make sure it's with the right people first, right? That this is who you want to be having the baby or babies with, and making sure it's what you both want, because it's not a one-time thing, it's a lifetime. And that you will be supportive because of what child you have, because they might be born without a disability and they will just need support and understand who you are and how you get through your walk. Just because I have a disability doesn't always mean that I would have gave birth to a person with a disability. Don't be scared to say that I'm a mom with a disability, because you have to stand up for what you believe in. But the more you teach your children that you can do it, the next generation will get stronger.